Good morning, guys. Chris from the Ultimate Recycler, and welcome back to another episode of Ewaste Monday Marathon. This is part 5, and this is all we've got this week. Just one tub of stuff, plus a couple of treasures I bought to flip. So those that are just joining in, every Monday I go to the local charity shop. They have a box of e-waste for me because they don't want to deal with it, and I like to make sure as little as possible goes into the waste stream. So I pick it up each Monday, we go through it, we test it. Sometimes we scrap things, sometimes we do repairs, sometimes I just have to clean it and put it in the shop. And we keep track of what we're selling, because then we know that it's staying in use, because no one's going to buy something and then throw it out. And we also, each week, I try and find something that I can flip and make a few extra dollars. So I do spend some money in the charity shop as well. And I've got a couple of things I should make pretty good money on this week. But we'll go through the electrical stuff first and make some decisions. Okay, let's go through the tub and pull out the stuff we got. See if we can sell it. There's a really basic little lamp. It's actually a bit squashed on the shade. I'm not sure if I did that. Don't think so. Anyway, we might get $5 for it. I do sell lamps just cheaply because I get lots of them, and clearly it's nothing special. Not sure what, it's an Anko brand, so that's turning up all the time now. They must sell a lot of stuff. It's just a Kmart brand, and I believe Target are selling them now as well. Very cheap budget items, but do the job, I guess. Not sure what a lamp like this would be worth. Probably only $10 or $15. I might check out online. I'm just going to test it, make sure it's safe, and we'll put $5 on it. You can nearly always sell a lamp for $5. We'll put a globe in it. It doesn't have one. It takes the small Edison screw. So I think I've got one of those here. So we'll test that in a minute. We have a Rolly vertical cooker. Okay. What's a vertical cooker? There's a bottle brush in it. Oh, that's obviously a special item to clean it. Very narrow. Spray oil before use. So you put what? Maybe it's like a hot dog maker. What else would you put down that hole that you could cook? I'll have to check that out. I've never seen one before. It looks in good condition. Needs a little bit of a clean around the top. The cord looks okay. And it comes with a cleaning brush. I'll check that one out. I don't expect it's going to be worth a lot. It doesn't give a make other than Rolly. So it's probably only a budget supermarket job again. We'll check that one out. Never seen one before. And, oh, does this go with it? Maybe that does fit. Well, it fits in the Rolly, so maybe that goes with it. Okay, we have a Telstra smart modem. These are a fairly modern modem, and they're a good modem, actually. We recently replaced one here, and they work a lot better than the old style ones we had. They're just a little box type one that, whoops, sit on the bench. Has all your normal inputs and everything. I wonder if this has even been used. The Ethernet cable's still coiled up. Oh, the power supply has been uncoiled, so maybe it has been used. But I think that will have a price. Or other than that, maybe I could replace our modem at the shop, because that one's a little dodgy. It's the older flat style that goes on the wall. I reckon we might upgrade. So I can see if this one works. We won't then get to sell it, but we'll have an upgrade on our internet at the shop. Oh, we have all the bits and pieces. Oh, there's the Telstra card with the Wi-Fi details and the password, so that's good. All right, that's probably a handy find. Lots of cardboard with it. Down the bottom of the box we have I thought it was a clock radio, but it's not. Or maybe it is. Why has it got a pad on the top? Is that wireless charging for your phone? And where's the clock? Maybe letters show up through the plastic, or numbers for your clock. It has sleep, dimmer, snooze function, so it would be a radio as well. USB ports. Needs a power supply. I'm not sure if I got one with it. Oh yes, there's one in here. I assume that would be it. That's a bit unusual. Oh, hang on. Oh, the speakers are at the side, so the numbers must show up through the plastic. It's, what brand is it? Pelsonic multi-charging clock radio. So that must be a charging pad. Oh, we'll check that out, see if it works. Has it got a battery in it? No batteries. And the batteries just keep your clock on the right time if your mains power goes out. Most people don't ever get around to putting batteries in these things. Alright, we'll check that one out. A food processor, we've had a few of those lately. We have actually sold the last couple, and I'll go through the lists at the end of the video on what we have sold. That's a Sunbeam. It's only quite a small one. Has a pulse function. And oh, that's a tray. I wondered why that. Oh, that's where you keep your little blades. That's cool. That's better. Yeah, it wasn't sitting home properly. Little blades on top. It's quite a nice little compact unit. I think it'll clean up okay. Sunbeam is a better brand than the average supermarket cheapies, although nowadays you can't really believe the brands. Most of them are made in the same place. It looks like we have all our accessories and the plunger. So I'll give that one a check. But yeah, as I said, I've had success selling the food processors lately, not for very much, but we can sell them, and that's better value than scrapping them. I'll put that in later when I give it a test. Not sure if that goes with it. That looks like the bottom of a lettuce, one of those lettuce crisper things where you stick the lettuce on and it goes in a big plastic container. So I don't think that goes with anything here. Okay, down the bottom we have a more traditional clock radio. This is a Panasonic. I have sold these before. They sell quite well. I can get up to $20 for a good clock radio. So I'll give that a check out. People still buy them, regardless of the fact that your phone pretty well does anything that these do. Although your phone doesn't always have a radio that comes on. It's usually got some sort of irritating alarm. So we'll check that one out. In my experience, they nearly always work properly, so we should get some return on that. Here we have an Anko again, Kettle. Quite a modern, stylish colour. The pastel colours of the 50s are back in. Well, they were. They're probably gone out again now. I can't really keep up. So that one's a nice looking kettle. It looks in undamaged condition. Yeah, it's not too bad inside. We can give it a little bit of a boil with some citric acid. It'll clean it up like brand new. Okay. We have got a couple of kettles in the shop at the moment. I haven't sold any for a while. Might have to keep our prices down. That looks like the base from a steam cleaner or something. Oh, actually there might be a steam cleaner with this lot. It might be still in the van. Or on our deck, maybe. I'll check that out. And here we have a little, what's this? Oh, just a little earbuds. Very few people will use these corded ones anymore. Most people are on wireless or Bluetooth type earbuds. I do have a little container in the shop where I'll put these for 50 cents each or something like that. It might be $1. And occasionally someone needs one, because if they're on a holiday or something and their Bluetooth ones have either gone flat or they've lost one, well, at least it gets them out of trouble. They don't look like they've ever been used, so I'll put them in the shop in the $1 box. We won't write down anything for those. Alright, let's get the tub off the table and we'll start testing some things. And yes, there is a steam mop with this deal. It was on the deck leaning against the table. I'd forgotten about it. It's a Bissell, and the model is 1979F, I think. And it's still a current model. This still even has water in it. So I've checked them out online. They retail on the actual Bissell site, Bissell Australia site, for just over $300. I did find them on some of the discount appliance stores sites for down as low as about $260. So they're not cheap items. This one doesn't have any mop things with it. I guess you can still buy them because it's, as I said, it's a current model. But it looks in great condition. Just needs a little bit of a wipe over. There's a chance that someone bought it new or was gifted it and decided they didn't want to use it, or it was too much hassle or something. I've never had much luck selling these steam mops, but this one appears to be a pretty good quality one, and I reckon we should be able to get $50 for it pretty easily if it works. So we'll give that a test first, see if we can steam up something. I have a feeling, I think this part comes off so that you can use it as a steam nozzle. It's fairly large, but I think you can disconnect the bottom part. We'll have a look at that. We'll use the water that's in it and we'll plug it in and see if we can create some steam. If that tests out okay, we'll try and go 50 on that, and then we'll move on and test a few of these other appliances on the bench. Okay, it did disconnect from the base, but I have a feeling you're supposed to put fittings into it because it didn't look like it was supposed to work without the base on it. So I'm guessing there may be other fittings to go with it. I didn't get any though with this lot. So it's warming up. In fact, this body has got quite hot. And I think with the power lights on, and I think that's either full power steam or half power, we've got a trigger up the top. So if I pull the trigger, it's making steam. Not sure you can see that. You should be able to hear it. And I guess if you had a pad on there, it would mop with superheated water. Doesn't make a lot of steam, but then again, maybe I was thinking of like a smoke machine at a live band. Oh, it's starting to pump out a fair bit now. So yeah, certainly appears to be working. It tests safe on my appliance tester, and I think that's good to go. So we'll just wipe it down. It's just a little bit grubby on the front here. It's more dust than anything. And we can probably turn that off now. And yeah, I reckon we'll be able to get $50 on that, particularly if anyone has shopped around and know what these things are worth. Next to test is this kettle, the Anko kettle. I did check them out. Oh, that's a plastic handle, I think. I don't think it's got any metal on it, this one, so we can't get an earth. I did check them out online. Some kettles, particularly through your chain stores and your supermarkets, can be as low as like $7 for a brand new kettle, which is really, I can't understand how they can market them so cheap and still make a profit, given that there's freight involved from the manufacturer to the wholesaler and everything else. Anyway, this one, we better turn it on while we're talking. This one, I did find one of these priced retail at $45, so this must have been a little bit more upmarket, even though it's a cheaper brand. So I think we'll certainly go 10 on it. It looks quite nice, as long as it checks out safe. We've got to make sure they don't leak. Sometimes they leak around the sight glass. It certainly tests safe on the appliance tester, so that's all good there. And I've got a little bit of citric acid in there, so when it boils, it'll just help clean the inside. And assuming there's no leaks, we'll give it a little bit of a clean up, and we'll try $10 on that one. Okay, that boiled away nicely. The cut-off switch works, and we don't appear to have any leaks, so that's good. I will leave it cool down. Sometimes you get a few drops coming out of them after they cool down. And I'll show you what I do now that I've boiled the water. I'm not going to make a cuppa because it's got citric acid in it. But rather than waste the water, it's a good chance to just kill off some of the cooch that's creeping from the lawn into our garden bed here. The great thing about boiling water is it's a terrific weed killer, and it doesn't leave any chemicals in your soil. So I hope the concrete lizard doesn't mind. But that should stop the spread of this cooch. Saves me weeding it. And inside, whoops, we're fogged up. Let's zoom in from a distance. Inside the kettle looks much cleaner than what it was. Time now to check the clock radio. Now, I say they nearly always work, but sometimes there's bad crackling in the volume and that sort of stuff, so we need to make sure it's working well enough to sell. There's our radio. Whoops, I might have to turn my ring light off. It causes a lot of noise on radios here. Okay, that's a bit better. A bit darker, but it's better. Radio, where's our tuning? Down this side. Okay, it does work. The reception's just not good in my shed, so that's okay.
What do you miss about Aussie the most?
And the AM radio works really well. I did check out online and I saw quite a number of these exact model, the model RC700. I found quite a few of them sold between $20 and $30 plus postage. So people were certainly still buying them. I think I'll just put $20 on this one in the shop. As for this Pelsonic one, well, it looks a cheaper unit. Let's plug the power pack in and see if it powers up. And see if we can see any numbers on it. Oh, there we go. Yeah. I'm not sure if you can see that through the camera. But, yeah, there you go. They're flashing through the plastic. So that's a bit of a modern space age type look. Obviously that works. Now, I was going to put my old phone on the charging dock but it's too big. So it's a recessed padded section here. I don't know if it would work on this anyway. Christine found an older Samsung that she used to use. It's a bit smaller, and it does charge on our little wireless charging pads inside that we use for our new phones. It did take a while for the battery logo to show up because it's totally dead flat. So we'll leave that sit there for the moment and see if that charges. Doesn't look like it's doing anything at the moment. But that's not to say the charging dock here isn't working fine. It just, this phone might not be in the right spot or something. Anyway, I don't think that's its selling pitch. Let's see if the radio works. Okay, we've gone to a frequency. Yeah, it sounds like it's going to work. Where's our volume here? Yep, okay. And tuner memory, is there anything in the tuner? No stations saved. We can manually tune, or it searches. I might have to hold the wire up. Remember, our reception's pretty dodgy here. We should be able to get something at 95.3. Whoops, we've gone past it. Oh, where did that go? 95.3. Oh, very faintly. So it's not a good receiver. But it does work. Probably just not as good a receiver as the other one. But okay, well that all seems to go. It's not charging though. Let's turn the volume down. So I'm not sure if it'll charge a smartwatch or anything. Maybe it was only good for the older sort of first generation phones that had wireless charging. I'm not sure how old this is, but it doesn't appear to be waking up the Samsung. Okay, the phone's not charging. It does have some USB ports, so you could charge your phone off USB anyway. But I think we'll put this one in the shop for $10 and see how we go. It is a functional clock radio, and maybe you could sit your glass of water on the top there. It's like a drink coaster, as long as you don't spill it, I guess. Okay, we've zoomed out a bit now to check this Sunbeam food processor. Whoa, it's already on. Let's plug that in again. Now that sounded a little noisy. Now again, it's all plastic, so we've got no earths to check. So alright, I think that's all connected okay. Let's try that again. Okay, it does work. It just sounds a little rough. Maybe that's what they're supposed to sound like. So it appears to be in good condition. The plastic housing has yellowed a little bit. I presume it just sat by a window in a kitchen because it's more yellow on one side than the other. But otherwise, it's in fine condition. It just needs a bit of a clean-up. And given that I've sold the other two food processors fairly quickly, I think we'll put $10 on this, and I would be fairly hopeful it would get a sale. It tests out fine on the appliance tester. So a little bit of a wipe over, and that one's ready to go to the shop as well. So the rollies ended up in the kitchen because Christine might use it, maybe for cooking lunch for Coco. You think? She'd like some eggs for lunch?
I think so, yeah. She'd love some eggs. I think it's a disturbing piece of equipment, though.
It is. It's very unusual.
Yeah.
Have you seen one before?
I went and watched some videos.
She's done her research. All right, so what do you do?
Okay, so I don't know if this is supposed to go in first because the videos that I've seen doesn't show this.
Okay.
But I'm going to stick it in because I think that's what you're meant to do here.
Do you want me to turn it on?
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
Things go better when they're switched on. So we have a heating light. I assume it turns green when it comes up to
So we've got to wait for it to go green.
Okay.
And then when it goes green, we plop our eggs in.
Well, obviously you just crack them and let them drop in.
You can do what you like. If you want to mix this up with some herbs and spinach, you could make a little omelette, like a sausage omelette. But apparently you can put hot dogs and sausages in there as well.
I guessed hot dogs when I first saw it. I thought, that's weird.
And have you seen how this works?
No.
Okay. So when it's ready,
Yeah.
it actually comes up by itself.
Like a volcano.
Yeah, we'll go with the volcano. Oh, there you go.
Green light's on.
Okay. I'm going to stick this in because I reckon that's going to help make it pop up.
Okay. All right.
Oops.
Now, it did say to put oil around the top.
Could you pass me the spray, please? We're supposed to put spray in first.
It says it around the top. Oh, well, it won't matter if it's on.
Let's be safe.
I guess that just stops the egg from sticking. We've got to turn it back on.
Okay. All right. I've cracked one egg.
Can you put 2 in?
Yeah, it holds 2.
Oh, right. I'm thinking there may be a reason why we haven't seen one of these before. They might have been like, this is a great idea. No, it's not. No one bought one.
It's a great idea for like 2 seconds. I think it's probably a good idea because when you get it out, in what I'm thinking is when it comes out like a sausage, you can actually chop it up and you can put it into a salad, and that would be nice.
I guess so. How do you know when it's ready?
It'll come up by itself.
Really?
Yeah. That's what's disturbing about it.
I doubt it will. Did you watch a promotional video on YouTube?
I did. And I also watched reviews.
Yeah? Did it get a good review?
It got interesting reviews.
Coco's here for lunch.
See, it's going solid.
Yeah, it is looking like cooked egg. You ready for some lunch, Coco? Even though we've had lunch? You're up for a second lunch? Yeah.
You want some tucker? Yeah, you do, don't you? Would you like an egg? Look, it's happening.
Really? Can we zoom in here?
Look at that.
That is weird.
Look, Coco, look.
Looks like a banana.
Look. What's that? Up here. Look. Coco. Look. So there you go.
Well, that's surprising.
Oh, look at that, Coco. What is that? It's a bit hot for you. Oh my God, she's getting excited.
She wasn't in shot, now she's in shot.
Oops. It's a bit hot. It's too hot.
You can't eat off the bench, Coco.
There you go.
Well, look at that, it works. So I'm guessing Coco wants to keep it.
We'll see if it's cooked through.
Maybe it just slides off the end.
Well, it does.
There you go, 1 egg roll. Kind of.
That's cooked it too.
That was 2 eggs you just dropped in, so it didn't break the yolks.
No.
Okay.
So if you were wanting to make like an omelette, you would put all your bits and pieces in there and then smash it up together. And Coco can have it. Would you like some?
Taste test, Coco.
Yeah. Okay. Good girl.
Well, she seems a fan, or not?
Okay.
Yeah. Well, look at that.
Okay. Good girl.
Very good control, Coco.
That's me that has the control,
Yes,
thank you.
of course. Okay, well, there you go. It's a success. The thing works. Now, do you want to keep it?
Not if I have to clean it.
Okay. It looks like we're selling it because I can't see Coco cleaning it, and she'll eat eggs however they're presented.
Because her tongue's not long enough.
So it's a pretty quirky kitchen appliance. I'm not sure how successful they are. It seems to be more hassle than what it's worth, but, you know, it makes an interesting product.
We'll try it as an omelette. So we'll cut up some spinach and herbs or something and we'll give it another go.
So am I getting to sell it or not?
Probably, because it'll only be a 5-minute win with me.
Okay. Okay, after those kitchen shenanigans and testing out that vertical egg cooker, we're back here to look at the few items I picked up to flip. I got 2 items this time, and they're not really what I normally go for, but you've got to keep your eye open for all opportunities when you're out thrift shopping. I found some sheepskin boots, or Ugg boots, whatever you call them. These are actually Australian made, And these are essentially brand new. Have a look at the soles on them. There's no wear at all. I expect they've been worn maybe once. They're an adult size. They're probably a men's, but I guess they're like non-gender specific. It is warm here in Australia. We're in the middle of summer and it's going to be 40 degrees today, but it will get cold again one day. I'm sure someone will see value in these. What did I pay for them? $1. The charity shop were having a bit of a clearance after Christmas and they had everything, well, most stuff in the shop just for $1. I checked out these new online. You can still buy them. Emu Australia. They retail on their website for $169.95. So pretty much $170 for $1. I'm only going to put them in the shop for $20. Someone will get an absolute bargain. I like doing that. I've got to be happy with turning $1 into 20, and they will sell pretty quickly. Someone will see the value in them for sure. And when people get bargains like that, they always come back to the shop looking for what's next. What else can I pick up that's an absolute bargain? The best advertising a business can do, I feel. Yes, I could put 50 on them, probably get it eventually, but they would sit in stock for quite a while. Happy to turn them over at 20. Anyone local that wants them, $20. I'm not sure what size. I reckon they'd fit me, so maybe an 8 or a 9. The other thing I got was a toy. A little Tonka, well, it's not that little, helicopter. It is Tonka brand. They are made in China, though it's modern. And I did take the battery compartment lid off, and unfortunately, as typical with toys and lots of things, the batteries were left in there and they're fairly corroded. The terminals are a bit rusty. I didn't try and clean them up. I didn't even try and test it. Just for $1, again, some kid will absolutely love that, just as a, it doesn't have to actually make noise and flashing lights. The propellers never went on the motor anyway. I think they were just basically a hand spin thing because you couldn't have them swinging around. It's essentially a grass trimmer then. And you would probably hurt little kiddies' fingers. So it will work fine without the annoying little alarms and flashing lights that these toys often have. I'm going to sell that for a 10, so turn $1 into $10, and I think someone would absolutely love that. Being a Tonka toy as well, they're collectible to a degree, even though this one's modern. But there you go. Someone might just collect helicopters. So I spent $2. I should be able to get 30 back. Not a bad margin there. And that brings us now to the notepad, and I've just priced the lamp at 5. I didn't actually find a globe, but I'm sure it will work. They just about always do, and there's no damage. The vertical cooker, we decided to just go 10. I found a few online that had sold for 30, and one was in the 40s overseas. They were a TV advertised, like the as seen on TV thing. I think they are a bit of a gimmick. I can't see them being used as a normal everyday kitchen appliance. So anyway, we'll see if we can get 10. It does work fine, as you saw. The Pelsonic clock radio, that's the one that looks pretty average. I've got to say, it's not the most attractive thing. I reckon we'll have a bit of trouble selling that, but I'll try $10 because it does work. Clock and the radio work. The food processor cleaned up quite well, as you can see back in behind the lamp there. So that should have no troubles getting $10. The Panasonic clock radio, the nicer one, well, I've sold them before for 20 and they do sell online quite readily. The Anko kettle cleaned up very well. It actually looks new. So a little bit of a polish up there. We'll go for 10 on that. And the steam cleaner, we'll try 50. So 115 potential return. We're keeping the modem and about $30 on extras. $145 for what we thought wasn't much, just one little box. Well, one decent box, I suppose. And of course the steam cleaner that we didn't actually remember to bring in first time. Before we sign off, here's last week's. We sold the paper shredder. I sold the Breville food processor. The slow cooker has been put aside for someone. I won't mark it off until it's actually picked up. The slide projector I'm not worried about. It's a nice vintage piece. And we sold one of those cane lamps. I thought I might have sold them as a pair. Those big grassy tall cane lamps. So one of those is gone. So we've done pretty good in just a week. No takers on the blue bottle as yet. The previous week, well, we had the set-top box sell on eBay, if you watch our eBay listings, and I've relisted the Soundcore clock radio as a buy it now for 60, so hopefully we get around about a 50 there. It may sit on eBay for a while. Sold the smart dialer, sold one of those neon lights. Now, I initially said to you $5 each. I decided to go 10 each, and we sold one at 10. Now, someone asked me to put the waffle maker aside for them, but they haven't come back, so we'll see how that goes. Haven't sold the other stuff, but we sold the Kettle the first week, so ticking through that stuff. But I'm now going to discount that next weekend, although the things I put aside for people, like the waffle maker, hasn't really had its full 2 weeks or 6 working days in the shop. So I might leave that at 10 and see if this lady does come back. But we're getting through most of that list. And the week before that, well, we do need to tidy this stuff up. I don't want stuff hanging around. So the pie maker, again, a lady was going to come and pick that up. So hopefully that still goes. That Anko one sold. The LG phone, I'm not worried about vintage phones. They take up very little space and they are more vintage. So that's fine. That can sit in the shop. The kettle, I need to move to somewhere to move it on quickly. That was a fairly plain looking kettle, not as nice as the one we had today. The Nintendo Wii, I did have it at $10 for a couple of weeks. I'll drop that to $5 now. The blender's sold. Both Sunbeam toasters have sold. The USB fan, I'm pretty sure has been stolen. I cannot find it anywhere. And the Panasonic shaver, again, on eBay, didn't get any bids. I've relisted it as a buy it now, so hopefully that will disappear fairly soon. Sold that single cup enamel teapot last weekend, so there's a toast rack that I might maybe drop to 3. We don't want these hanging around too long. And part 1 had all gone pretty well straight away, so we'll discount this stuff to move it on. And I'd like to keep track of all these weeks with you guys so that when it's all cleaned up I can put a line through it and move on, and that way I'm demonstrating that I don't like old stock in my shop. We do whatever we have to move it on. Remembering, of course, that we've actually got all the e-waste or the electrical stuff for nothing. So I'm actually prepared to, if I can't sell it after, say, 3 weeks, it's been in the shop long enough, I'm prepared to put it out for free, even though I've spent time cleaning it up and testing and actually tagging it, which is normally a $5 charge if I do that as a business job. So essentially I'm losing money if I do that, but I haven't spent anything and I just want to keep moving the stuff on. And if it's too good, if it works, it's too good to throw out. So why would I just, well, maybe some things I could scrap if there's some value in it. So why would I throw something out that's perfectly usable? If it's had a fair go in the shop, I'd happily give it to someone that needs it. At least then it can still be used. So thanks for watching, guys. Even this one box can turn into a bit of a marathon when we muck around in the kitchen for a while and show off our dog and have a bit of fun. And we went through everything here. I enjoyed this process and the videos seem to be going quite well on YouTube. So I'm going to keep doing them, at least for now. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now.